Hello everyone, welcome to Edu Canteen. Today our topic of discussion is computer science, and today we mainly discuss on the general science application part of computer like BSc, MSc and PhD on computer science. And for that discussion today we have with us Akra Ghosh. Orko completed after did BSc in computer science from Jadavpur University, and after his BSc he did MSc from Pondicherry University. Then he did some project work in ISRO and did a PhD diploma from Jadavpur University on geospatial technology and satellite remote sensing. And now Orko is doing PhD in Umeå University, Sweden, where his PhD topic is mainly AI in Geospatial Data Management. So welcome, Alko, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Shubhajit.
So to start with, Alko, like I want to, as you did BSc in computer science, so I want to know from you that, so give us a comparative idea between these three. Like what is BTech in computer science? What is the difference between these three? BTech in computer science, BSc in computer science, and BCA.
Okay, let's just say that suppose you completed your class 12 and you were wondering that what kind of path you will take. So you have three paths in front of you if you want to pursue your career in computer science in future also. So first is BTech, then BSc, then BCA. I am arranging this hierarchy according to my own preference and based on the experience that I got after my bachelor's. So if you are doing BTech, which is like 4 years, I will say if you are looking for a job like right after your bachelor's, then please do BTech. Because if in BTech, you will get to do several projects, internship, and the syllabus is also vast compared to BSc and BCA. The thing in BSc, if you do BSc, you have to keep this thing in mind because there will be no project in BSc. Okay. I was lucky during my study in bachelor's, I got to do only one project at the end semester in my third year, I think, yeah, third year. But that's because our college was autonomous. Not many colleges offers that kind of opportunity. So, and it is really important that you do project in computer science. Otherwise, if you only get good numbers in written exam, that will not be suffice in latter part of your career. And lastly, BCA. BCA is kind of okay compared to other two. You can do BCA, but remember that if you do BCA, BCA is 3 years. Also think BCA is not as strong as BSc, and it is not comparable to BTech. BTech has the highest preference, according to me. Then job orientation, go for BTech. If you really want to do like research or on something like that, go for BSc or BCA. BCA is mostly about application of computer science.
Oh, so now if I want to go for that to do BSc in computer science, so what are the good options for BSc in computer science within West Bengal and outside all over the India?
Given the current situation of in India as well as West Bengal, I will strongly suggest that you have to do masters after your BSc, because after like only having a BSc degree will not get you a good job. Yeah, because if you do your BSc, your competitors will have BTech, and they have more experience than you because they are studying as well as they are doing projects, internship that normally BSc students don't do. So you are not in a competition with them from the beginning. So if you do BSc, I will suggest write some master's exams. Like if you want to study in West Bengal, go for Jadavpur University.
Sorry, sorry to interrupt you. Like what my question was, what are the good colleges for BSc in computer science? Can you say some of the colleges?
Like first should be like St. Xavier's. St. Xavier's now it is university. Then Ramakrishna Mission, Narendrapur, Kolkata. Yeah. Belur Vidya Mandir, Howrah. I don't know about if the computer science department is there in Scottish Church and St. Paul's. I'm not sure if the department exists there. Okay. But yeah, these 5 or 6 colleges you can go for there for BSc.
And outside West Bengal, if I go
Also,
all over India.
any central university.
Okay, any central university will be the good
University,
option for. Yeah.
and in case of private, go for BITS Pilani.
Okay, okay, okay.
BITS Pilani
Fine.
has a really good like standards for computer science, because if you do your BTech or BSc from there, you have a high chance of getting job.
Okay, great.
But it's really hard to get there because it's competitive exam is really hard.
Oh, oh. Now coming to your that point that you were talking about, like after doing BSc, MSc is must to compete with the student of BTech. So on that note, you were just mentioning some of the college for MSc. So can you just elaborate on that? What are the good colleges for MSc?
In West Bengal, you can go for Jadavpur University as a first choice. Then other universities like St. Xavier's, I will not say, like other universities I really don't know about, especially because I didn't do my master's in Calcutta University or Bardhaman University. Especially engineering colleges, they have like better opportunity in case of BSc. Don't go for it, sorry, better MSc, because normal colleges are not that much equipped with the good syllabus and good project opportunities. Engineering colleges have that kind of equipment in their labs.
Okay.
So if you really want to do MSc, either go for this engineering colleges in West Bengal, or outside West Bengal, go for the central universities like JNU, Pondicherry University, Hyderabad Central, BHU, or any other IITs or engineering colleges. They all provide MSc.
Okay. Okay. And can you put some light on the entrance exams and how to prepare for that and on that thing?
Yeah, this is a good question, because the way we study for our semester exam, that will not suffice for you for this kind of competitive exam, because in this kind of exams you have like 2 hours and you have to solve like 100 questions.
Okay.
So it's not the same as semester exam. So you need to prepare well, like take like 6 months at a time to prepare before the exam. First, go through the contents of the book and check there that which subjects you are really good at. Mark them with green pen, and also mark those who are really hard for you. Mark them with red pen. Then plan accordingly, and suppose you divide one day. First, you just practice through the good ones with the green mark. Then you practice the hard ones with the red marks, and continue doing that for 6 months before the exam. Buy any kind of book for like Arihant publication or Pearson, any kind of competitive book on computer science, and practice like that. I did that before my competitive exams. And for Central University, they have their own syllabus and they have their own exams. So you have to check their website and their syllabus and their exam pattern.
So basically for central universities, every university have own exams, and there are some competitive exams for other universities like IIT, all these IIT, ISRO, all this stuff. Okay, and the preparation, you said, sorry.
Yeah, you have to study yourself before taking this kind of exam, that which things you're really good at. You have to differentiate. These things I am good at, these things I am not. Suppose you are not good at automata theory. You mark that as a red, but you are good at data structure, mark that as a green. Now divide your time, plan accordingly, and practice.
Right.
Try to practice every day, whatever it may be, 1 hour or maybe 6 hours, but try to practice every day.
Okay. And here many students ask that is there any particular institute for that entrance exams and all this. So do you prefer any for preparation for entrance exam preparation, any institute? Do you prefer anything like that?
I prepared on my own.
Yeah. And it is suffice that to by own say we can.
Yeah, because I will say the materials that is available in internet today.
Yeah.
One can do their degree from internet.
That is a very
be it on YouTube, be it Coursera, be it Udemy. you can do a whole degree without even getting in contact into this kind of institute. But you have to search properly. You have to use internet properly, because there are all kinds of free materials are there in the internet. I just looked for those kind of materials and I practiced thoroughly.
Right. Great. So now I want to know, like you did MSc from Pondicherry University, and in that 2 year, in the last semester you did some project work, and you did you did a project in ISRO campus and all this. So can you please share your experience and what is that about that thing, that your project, your internship, and all this? Can you give brief idea on this?
So let me start. Let's go back to like in the year of 2017, when my last semester begins, my 4th semester. Master's is 2 years, right? So our HOD proposed that you have to go outside of Pondicherry to do some project work. That is really good opportunity, because normally masters, as I said, master MSc students, they don't get to do this kind of project work, or they do that in their home university, which is not a good practice in latter part of your career, because people in the company, they like to see that you change places from your home university. So that was a really golden opportunity for us. Then we started applying in several companies, in several other institutes, and this institute also, that is owned by ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. So we actually submitted our CV and a cover letter describing that who we are, what kind of things we are doing, and what kind of topics in the computer science we are interested in, and our basic skills. We have to mention these things in our CV as well as in a cover letter. These 2 things we sent to ISRO. This particular wing, because ISRO has several institutes all over the India. This one is situated in Dehradun, Uttarakhand, and this one called Indian Institute of Remote Sensing, or IIRS.
Okay.
So we sent our CV and cover letter to this institute, and we are applied, like we were like 75 students in the masters, and 30 of us applied actually there. And I think 25 students got selected based on our CV and our cover letter. Then we have to go there to in Dehradun. We have to live there for 6 months to do our project. So that was a huge leap. I was in south of India, then I go the north of India. It's like 3,000 kilometers apart. So that's also a good experience, because I changed the place. So you have to adapt. That's kind of things you do in your career. It will, it will encourage your future employers that this person is flexible. So you really should do that. Not just you just sit on your home. Don't do that. Don't sit at your home university every time. So I went there at IIRS. I was assigned to work on air pollution, because that time, as I think you all know, that the air pollution of Delhi is really well known. So I was working on that kind of project, that how different air parameters regulate this pollution scale in the air, and how can you develop a model based on the data that was collected by the satellites. So I was working on that under the guidance of a scientist at IIRS. So I worked there for 6 months, and after working at the work environment was really good. Anything I have ever seen till that time. Professors are really friendly. They are really helpful. And after the 6 months, I think I also published 4 papers out of that project. And I continued to work with them for another 1 year. I went for several conferences. I also presented one of the paper in my first IEEE conference at IISc Bangalore. Okay. That was my first IEEE conference. So it was I published it in a peer-reviewed journal. So these things, it really equipped me with different kinds of experience, how academic things work, how you can use your computer science knowledge to address this kind of real life issue, which is like air pollution or whatever, because climate, as you know, climate thing is really a hot topic now, climate change. So I also always wanted to do something like that using my computer knowledge, computer science knowledge. But yeah, the experience was really good.
Okay, so we got a fair idea about your experience and about the internship part. And one thing in continuation of that, one thing I want to know that other than this ISRO project, what are the other opportunities if a student want to do? And is there any open project that a student of computer science that can do? And how can he or she do that thing?
Yeah, you can do the I can talk about an IIRS. If you go to that website of IIRS, there is a option called distance learning or EduSat learning. They launch different kind of courses like machine learning and deep learning using satellite images, geospatial technology and deep learning combined, because nowadays in computer science, machine learning and deep learning is a hot topic. Right. If you have fair knowledge in machine learning or deep learning, you can get a job easily, because every company is using this kind of technology. Yeah. So these kind of courses are listed under EduSat section at IIRS website. I can send the link and I can share the link with Shubhajit. You can check in the YouTube description box for that. So you can go there, you can submit your application through your university, through the department. Like if you are from computer science department, you can ask your HOD that you are trying to apply for this course, and you can submit an application there. So I will share the link with Shubhajit and you can check. And otherwise, sometimes you can check other websites like ISRO's main website. They sometimes list this kind of open projects and they make a call for interested students for like 3 months, 6 months project. Yeah. So if you have time during your course, you can apply for those projects.
Okay. Got it. Now I want to know that after MSc in computer science, what are the job opportunities in private sector or government sector? What are the job opportunities?
Government sector, you can pretty much apply for any job since you have masters now. Yeah. But for private, again, there's a problem in case of private, because then your competition is with MTech students. And MTech has a higher preference over MSc. Okay. So if you are really good in your MSc, and good means it's not that you are fast in a class. That's not good. You are really good in experience, in project experience. Like you can, if you are like a good project, you are a good developer in full stack developer. If you are really a good full stack developer, then you might have a job, might get a chance in a private company, because several companies look for this kind of full stack developer. It's just an example I'm giving you. So if you're really specialized into some technology and you gain some knowledge in a special technology during your master's, then you might have a chance. Otherwise, it's very hard to get in a private company, because they always look for MTech with proper project experience. And government job, you can apply pretty much for every government job since you have masters now, and it doesn't really matter.
So to get that private job, we have to learn that skills, that extra thing we have to learn to compete with the MTech guys. So here mainly they will get the preference. Yeah, but because it is not MTech, impossible. Yeah, sorry.
No, it's not impossible, because thing is the MTech syllabus is really thorough. Yeah, it's better than MSc. MSc is all about, in a simple term, all about reading, writing. But MTech guys, they always do hands-on project. They discuss with industrial partners, because MTech colleges, they arrange this kind of meetup with industrial people. MSc students like us, we don't get that opportunity. If you ask a MSc guy, he or she only knows about this book we have to read, this book is that. It's not like that. In company, they don't care about this book. They will ask, do you know this company's culture? And if you want to know a company's culture, you have to be in that company for at least 1 or 2 months. MSc people don't get that chance. At least we didn't get. So they really value this practical experience that MTech guys has, but MSc people doesn't.
So what I understood that like computer science is a mostly a practical subject. So a student of computer science always try to always have to do some practical
Always.
projects. Yeah.
Always. That's why I also encourage young people to do courses outside of your normal coursework. There are many platforms like Coursera, Udemy, Udacity. Do like authentic and latest courses from other universities as well, because they will equip you with the latest trend in the computer science. Because our syllabus is not up to date. Exceptions are there. Some institutes have the latest syllabus, but generally speaking, not all universities have this latest syllabus. And it creates a problem in your future.
Okay. Got it. Now, also, after your MSc, you did a diploma program from Jadavpur University, where you did a diploma, 2-year diploma in geospatial technology. So, please tell us about that course and how that course helped you to grow in your career.
So the thing is that, let me go back to my childhood, because from childhood, I was really fond of astronomy and satellite imaging, this kind of things. I really look at the skies and try to figure out which stars is these, which constellation are passing right now, solar eclipse, lunar eclipse. I always try to remember these facts and try to keep up with the solar events or celestial events. So I always wanted to do something that is related to this kind of things, related to astronomy. Now the problem is that from computer science, you cannot go to astronomy directly. It's not possible. I hope in future it will be possible, because here it's possible in Sweden, but not now. I think in India it's not possible yet. But if you want to go there, you have to be in physics graduate or something like that. Then you can go to astronomy or astrophysics. But for computer science, it's really hard. So I wanted to do something like that is related to the satellite imageries. Then I found this 2 years course in Jadavpur University. And then I gave a written exam there, and I got selected for an interview. I gave an interview at Jadavpur University at this department of, and that's, I think, the department called School of Oceanographic Studies.
Okay.
I gave an interview after the written exam, then I got selected. Then I tried to hone my skills that I learned from ISRO, that how to build computer model based on satellite images to predict future climate change, sea level rises, predict the potential air polluted cities that might be happening in future. So these things I got this exposure from Jadavpur. These things can be done using computer science. So I also did 2 projects during my diploma. I also published 1 paper at Elsevier publication. Then, so these 2 years was really fruitful for me, because now I am equipped with my computer science background, as well as geospatial and remote sensing background. So also the professors were really helpful. They gives lots of insights about how to like shape your future career in this geospatial technology, because everybody use geospatial technology every day. Suppose you are using Google Pay, or if you're using some login, you are logging your Facebook, you are allowing your location in your smartphone. That is geospatial data. So every day, the geospatial data, we are using this every day. So after getting this, I realized that if I combine these 2 things, computer science and geospatial, I can do many things out of these 2. So I think Jadavpur gave me that experience really shaped the way I took other decision in future.
So now, Orko, you just 1 year back, you joined that PhD in Sweden at Umeå University, where you are mainly using that AI in your geospatial tech data. So please tell us about that thing, that your PhD journey, and how you came to Sweden, how you came to Sweden, and your PhD planning, like journey of this university. Give an overview on that.
Okay. So as I said, that I really wanted to do PhD using my computer science knowledge and my latest degree about geospatial technology. So I started applying in many foreign universities because in India, it's really problem of getting this kind of combined PhD that has these two subjects that I talked about. It is really rare. Like for young people, I can say that IIT Bombay has a department over climatic studies.
Okay.
I think it is the only IIT that have that department. I don't know if any other IIT recently opened any, but till when I was applying, that was the only department in IIT Bombay. So they combine these things. But if you want to get in, you have to have a NET or GATE or MTech. If you want to get in that department of climatic studies, IIT Bombay. So apart from that, I didn't have any other option where I can apply for a PhD in India. So I started looking outside of India. Then I applied so many universities. So my first preference was to come to Europe. Then my second preference was to US or Canada, and last Australia. I didn't consider other Asian universities because I really wanted to go outside of the continent as well. That was my personal preference. Then I applied in several universities, and I got 7 or 8 interviews from different universities. And this university, I got 2 offers from 2 different universities. I got one offer from US, University of Pittsburgh, and I got one offer from Umeå University, Sweden, the university that I'm currently in. So I came to Sweden to join Umeå University as a new PhD student. Then when I started my journey here, it's like the first day was like really surprise for me because I traveled all the way from my India to Sweden. It's almost like 8,000 kilometers, and I traveled alone. And that when I get down at Sweden, the temperature was -6.
Okay.
And when I got out of the airport, I saw that everything is like white and -6, and I came from +30 degree. So the difference is like 36 within one night. And there were no people there whom I can ask that how can I go there, and I also don't speak Swedish. So I have to really rely on my mobile phone, which doesn't have internet also. That's also a problem. So I cannot translate from Swedish to English. And there was only one bus during that time. So I made a like leap of faith, and I got into that bus. And I really hope that this bus will go to city center. And because I wasn't me that at that time, because so many things was going on in the head. But yeah, that was the first day in Sweden. Then I joined the university. Everyone was really welcoming me that day, and everyone seems to know my name beforehand. I was really surprised because this kind of treatment I never got in Indian universities. Everyone knows my name throughout the department. How are you? Welcome to Umeå, Sweden. How these people know my name? I didn't send an invitation to them. I'm coming. I just came. But I think they already know by the system. Since I'm already employed by this university, somehow they know, or this is a custom here. Now, the first 2-3 months was hard because I was trying to adapt here. It's like different culture, different colleagues. And I think I was the only one from my state at that time. So I cannot speak in my language with other people. I have to either speak in English or I have to speak in Swedish. So I learned some Swedish during that time to get to know each other things. And then I started my research, that how I was going through the process because I was getting this kind of suggestion from senior PhD students that do this, do that. But everyone was very helpful, and the work time is really flexible here. It's not like that you have to come this time, you have to go this time. There is no bounded time here. It's flexible. as long as you deliver your work at the end of the week. Because every week I have to meet with my supervisor and my co-supervisor, and I have to present my work over 1 hour presentation. Then they comment on it, and I just hear their comments, their feedback, and I try to apply those things in my work. And that's how you shape your PhD, based on the comments of your supervisor and co-supervisor. Also, here you have to hear the feedback from other students as well, because it is a collective approach. You are doing your PhD, it's not like you and your PhD, it's not like that here. You have to hear other people's view on it. Sometimes you can get like bad reviews, or somebody can get good reviews. Just filter them, take the good ones and apply to your project.
Okay.
And also it includes like lots of readings of research papers, something like that. And every time you have to present, every time.
So you have already mentioned everything, and we continue on that you have already mentioned the culture there, and there, like if everyone knows your name and their culture, their PhD culture. So from that point of view, I want to ask you that you have already spent almost 1 year there. There you saw, there you are now seeing, experiencing their education system, their education policy, and their culture. So what do you think in what are the point we can take from that culture? What are the good in their culture, their education system?
First of all, I will say they really respect each other. The way they treat students here, the respect that we students got here is really something that I never got in India, because they really care about you here. You cannot imagine that in our department, let me put it like this way. When you are a student, be it master's, BSc or PhD, sometimes you get through a phase where you are mentally breakdown. You are not feeling well mentally, but you cannot talk with any other person, not to your parents, not to your friends. Something is going on with your head, but you cannot say that out loud to everybody, because other people might not be compassionate or considerate enough to understand you. Here in our department, there is a psychologist that is assigned to PhDs, assigned to masters, assigned to bachelors. If you are not feeling good mentally, we can go to this person, we can talk, and it is free of cost. And they treat us with a respect, and it is so discreet. You can tell him or her about anything that you are feeling right now. So these kind of things are really, I think we should take this thing, because in India also I have seen many students suffer this kind of mental illness, but they don't have a place to talk about. In our university, we don't have psychologists. We have like professors, other like students, other non-teaching staff, but we don't have psychologists. Some universities don't have doctors also. So this is something I think they should appoint a psychologist that can counsel a student at different phase, because the age a student goes through, that age is really crucial for them. Be it a male or be it a female, doesn't matter, whoever it is, they should hire a psychologist for that. Second, their study here is group based. It's not like you are your own. It has to be a group study. It doesn't matter if you come first, if you come second, it doesn't matter here. They don't have this kind of ranks here, at least this university. And since this is my first time, I don't know about other universities in Sweden. They might be different. I'm talking about my university here. They don't have this kind of rank system, because everything, whatever you do, main thing is the learning. It doesn't matter if you come first, if you come last, doesn't matter. As long as you are learning from your study, it is good to go. And you have to do it in a group. So they divide the entire class into small groups, like 3 or 4 people. So you are a group for next 6 months. You work on a project. Then again, you study some theory and you try to apply that on your practical. And this is something they have to come up with new ideas. It is not written anywhere. To pass the practical exam, you have to create on your own model. You cannot copy an existing model. You have to come up with some solution. So you have to innovate. It's not like that we read some book and we write the exam. It's not like that.
Yeah.
So it's really different in that case. I think these are the two most points that I have seen. I think I will see more in next 3 years. So I can talk about that after like 3 or 4 years.
Right. Good. Very interesting and very insightful. Okay. Like to find one final question I want to ask, that you also discuss on that sometimes back, that you from a childhood you are passionate about that the space and that astronomy, and in a later part of your career you pursue on that, and you add that you that the passion about that hobby helped you in your career. So what do you think? What do you think a good hobby, how that helpful for any student?
It's like, yeah, it's a good question, because if you have a hobby, you know what you really like in your life. This is something needs to be clear to yourself, that what do I like? I like to eat food. I like to collect coins. I like to collect stamps. If you really like something, which is your hobby, you can choose this kind which can affect or influence your next path in your career. Because as they say, if you choose some path that is really close to your heart, you will excel on it, definitely. But if you choose something that is really opposite of your liking, then it's not good. However good it is not good for you. So having a hobby is really important, especially if you are applying for foreign universities, because they really look for this kind of hobby thing. They will not ask you whether you stand second or first in your class, but how much marks did you get in your class 8. They will not. They really want to know you as a human being. And hobbies makes us human. Not like, as you can say that if you have degree, you may not be a human with good senses. Hobbies makes you a human with good senses. Like if you want to draw, if you want to read good books, those are the things that gives you that shape as a good human being. I think and also those things sets you apart from the crowd, because degrees, anybody can like achieve degrees in these times. But if you have a hobby, that sets you apart from the crowd.
Right. So thanks a lot for your time. So to wrap this session, from any final tips from you for the students who are listening our showing our show?
I will say, try to do your best, whatever you are doing, and don't lose hope. Because if you try, then you will be succeed.
Right.
And enjoy the journey. It's not about destination, it's about the journey.
Yeah.
And respect.
Thank you
so much, Subhajit.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for coming, and thanks for managing your time from your busy schedule. So thanks a lot. So
no problem.
I hope this video will be helpful for many students, and I will add that link of the universities in my description box. So thank you. Thanks a lot. Good.
No problem.